Hello everyone, welcome to Espresso Press Design. Mary here. I hope you're all having a nice holiday weekend. If you're in the US, Labor Day. Ours is coming to an end, even though it's a nice day. It rained part of the time, but my husband was able to take my daughter to the zoo, so she had a nice weekend. I'm trying to get out more in between rainstorms and enjoy the remaining days of summer. I hope you are too. So today I thought I would explore the labels a little more. I told you last time I was going to see what else I could come up with. Here's my latest kit I'm still working on. Herbal garden. It's been taking longer and more difficult than I expected, but hopefully it will be done this week. So, okay, they're in the picture. Let me grab them here, sorry. Sorry about that, they're still in the camera setup area. So I've been working on some new label shapes and how to make more things with found objects. If you don't have particular stamps or dies. And one of the ones I just did on a whim was postage stamps. Not that I need more postage stamps, but I do remember when I was first starting, that was one of the things I most wanted to create. And so I did that, and then I came up with another label shape. I was looking all around my house and I knew there was an object that had the shape I wanted, and lo and behold, it was Tic Tacs. So I'm going to show you that. For some reason I kept thinking it was an Altoid tin that was a tall mini Altoid tin, and maybe they do have them, but I looked in the store and I couldn't find them. This is basically a nail polish. Little travel size things, little deodorants, lotions, hotel, complimentary bathroom items. The tiny ones work well. These work especially well because they're glass, and the reason is because they're it's very easy to clean the ink off once you're done. So here's a salt shaker. You can see the design in there. So I guess I'm going to start off with the Tic Tacs. And I'm just using a very small piece of coffee dyed book page because now I have way more labels than I know what to do with. So I'm just using this for demonstration purposes, and it works a lot better if you have a foam pad underneath. And you can rough up the plastic a little bit with a nail file. to get the ink to adhere a little better. But there you go. There is the original shape that I wanted with the cut edge corners, angle edge corners. So that's just a little more exploration of the theme. And I use found shapes all the time, found objects all the time to make shapes for different things. And next time I'll show you more. So the second one is the postage stamps. And I just basically use my neutral page edges, things like that, and this, things like this. A lot of times I like to use these to stamp words, but in this instance I'll use them to create these stamps. I'm just going to quickly show you the salt shaker, because it makes kind of a neat pattern. So, and again, the glass makes it much easier to clean off the ink as opposed to plastic. Okay, so here's another thing I made, a homemade tearing roller from I think this was from plastic wrap, but aluminum foil, kitchen foil I believe it's called some places, wax paper, anything with this serrated metal edge is preferable. And then I just I had a long piece of acetate that I taped just to give it a little longevity. So I'm going to use that to make my stamps, and you'll just need something round. I'm going to use this cap, and I used a gift card, credit card with the raised numbers to make the numbers, which will be backwards, but that's okay. So I'm just going to, this is how I just got my paper a little aged. On the fly, I just give it a quick mist. Hopefully that's not too much. Take one of my sponges that already has ink on it. Be careful not to use this in your ink after you get it wet. You don't want to. I believe you don't want to introduce water to your distress inks, but that will dry before I use it. And then I'm just going to mark off little stamp size lines. Hopefully you can see that. So when I tear, my homemade ruler will be making it hard to judge distance. So I'm just going to mark them off ahead of time. And then This is still quite damp and it's just going to appear more torn. But I will show you. Here's a dry piece. There, hear that? And there's the nice little edge you get, which I like a lot. So I use that for a lot of things. And you know, geez, this paper is very damp now. I sprayed too much water. You know, I just remember long before I had that many supplies, how much fun it was to actually try to recreate things. Instead of running out to the store or to the thrift store to try to find used craft items. And now I have, you know, people weren't kidding when they said it won't take you long to have all the supplies you need. And I still don't. I wish I would have. This is not turning out well as I misted my paper way too much. But you'll get the drift. There we go. It's starting to dry here at the end. Okay. I wish I would have paid more attention to what I would actually need and invested in those more expensive items before just buying everything in sight. I already have a box here on my table of things that will be going to the thrift shop that I know I'm just never going to use and didn't use that much. So anyway, you just take your credit card and you gently lay it on the ink. Just to try to get a little ink on those numbers. And this isn't rocket science. So you see when you get it on the edge, you're also going to get some distress. But literally, I mean, you can't tell that's not a postage mark even though it's backwards. If you actually look at them, they're actually just little dots. And they're not very readable. And then I'm going to take my little circle. And there's my stamp. So I'll do one more, couple more. You could also try to get the date. The date is pretty small. Let me see if I can get it here. What happens? So there you go. And once you decorate that more, which often I do, you can't tell. the difference. And I really like, look, I got ink on my fingers already. I really like this tiny size, because sometimes old stamps are smaller. So, try it again. And actually you could cut that smaller so you don't have to worry so much about getting an ink blob. Although some people like that. So again, just take my circle. Here's my other little stamp. So that's pretty self-explanatory. This little exercise, let me get the rest of my labels here that are still in the photo. This really helped me return to my joy of just creating, instead of feeling like I had to go to the store every week when I saw something new on the internet that I wanted to try. And this way I can just, let me find my other ones. Here is the bottle. This way I can save my money and just invest. I think, no wait, what was this? No, I can't remember. I think this was the bottle. Oh, this was hand sanitizer. Okay. Yeah, this was hand sanitizer. I don't know where my original ones are. Must be my other case. I did invest in these little cases from the Dollar Tree to reorganize some of my things so that they're more in reach. Oh, maybe they're still, I don't know where they went. Oh, here they are, because I made so many. There's my other labels. So they don't even fit in my new system. But normally this is how I store my ephemera, and I have a little, I'll show you quickly. This is working out a lot better for me than a little, remember the old-fashioned record holders? So it's working out a lot better for me to have all of this within reach instead of flipping through books. So that's the exploration of the labels, and one investment I'm really going to try to is, I don't like, all of my stamps are too big. I mean, I like my numbers and I like this letter style, But I can hardly fit any words on here because these, I thought they were tiny when I bought them, but actually they're pretty big. So that's an investment I would like to make. And then I'll remake some more labels because I want some different words that actually fit on the size labels that I like. And so this gave me a lesson to try to use found things and invest my craft dollars more wisely. Return to, you know, I've just always been that way where I like inventing things to create with as opposed to buying them, because it helps me be more creative, I feel. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed these 2 videos. I hope if you're just starting out, you can take this advice and realize that you don't have to run to the store or make a purchase every time you want to try something that you see on the internet. I mean, I could have spent 5 hours roaming around my house to find objects to stamp with. Glass works better simply because it's easier to clean off. Or just go to your candy store or whatever. Actually, yeah, I thought this was Altoids. I thought the shape I wanted was in a little Altoids tin, but it wasn't. So I hope this helps you, and just look around your house, especially toys, little plastic bottles, little glass bottles, whatever. And you can use anything with numbers, anything with an imprint, like a word. You can use all of that to stamp with, and then all you have to buy is the type of ink that you want to use. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Thank you very much for stopping by and spending your time with me. Talk to you soon. Bye.